and welcome back to another episode of Game Overcast. My name is David Kaelin, the Game Over CEO, and thank you for joining us again. It is November. Hard to believe, but, Black Friday, Thanksgiving, Christmas, they're all just right around the corner, so it's getting close. It's Friday. Gotta love Fridays. Man, I've been waiting all week for Friday. So here we are. This is episode 35, so that's good. We just had Halloween this past week, so how was everybody's Halloween? Good? Yeah? How was your Halloween, Dan?
All right.
All right.
Yeah, we did Pokemon.
What does that mean, you did Pokemon?
I was a Snorlax.
Oh, you all, like your whole family dressed as Pokemon? Pokemen?
Yep,
Pokepeople?
Yep. Pokemans.
Wow, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So you, wife, kids, everybody Pokemon?
Well, no.
Okay.
My wife was Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
That's funny.
But the rest of us were Pokemon. So Ruth Bader Ginsburg caught them all.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow. She accomplished so much. Gone too soon.
She caught too many.
Maybe she caught too many. Yeah, that's what it was. I don't know. Well, that's really cool. Well, we had a good Halloween, too. This is the first year that we actually had, kids come to our house, which is kind of strange. But we just moved, and we moved from an area that was like this kind of older pocket of Austin. The houses were all really old. A lot of our neighbors were older, so not a lot of kids. And because it's an older neighborhood, there weren't a lot of like sidewalks and street lights and stuff like that. It wasn't like a master plan community or anything. So it's kind of dark, and we never got a lot of kids come around for Halloween. It was weird, actually. Every year we'd put like a bowl of candy out front. Nobody would touch it. It was just really bizarre. But now we've moved recently. We're in a new house, and there are actually kids that live there. So we had some trick-or-treaters. We sat out handing out candy. That was fun. But still, like I was telling Dan before the show, it's not like it was when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like I remember when it was Halloween, and maybe it's just where I lived or the time in the 80s or whatever, but I remember you would go out trick-or-treating, and you would see like little groups, little families trick-or-treating at, like if you just looked down the street, you could see every house had a group of people in front of it, and they were just all moving all the time, and it was like a block party. There were people everywhere. And even now, like in this different house, which isn't in a nice community or whatever, it has like sidewalks and street lights, and kids live there, and so there's more people, but still you could look down the street sometimes and see nobody, and then occasionally like one little posse of kids would go through, but it's weird. It's just not. Where did the kids go? Do they just not trick or treat? Have they scared them to death with like drugs and the candy and razor blades and stuff like that for 20 years?
So
I know.
I don't know. Parents are more protective,
but free candy used to bring out anybody.
Yeah. Trunk or treat.
Oh, yeah. Trunk or treat at schools.
Yeah.
Schools ruining our children again. Thanks, schools. Thanks, Obama. Sorry. I'm just kidding.
Good joke.
Speaking of, that's a good transition into politics. So we're going to have a little segue on this show into politics. I've got my, I don't know if you can see this, I voted early sticker. It's that time of year. So the midterm elections are on like Donkey Kong. So election day is Tuesday, the 8th, I think, next week. So early voting is going on right now in Texas and in other states. So check near you to see where you can early vote and get out there and vote because, government and politicians generally suck. And the people running generally suck. But, you have to do your part to pick the people that suck the least. That's the best we can hope for at this point, guys. So let's get out there and do that.
Do it!
Pick those least crappy people and give them the job and see what they do with it.
Do it!
Okay. Did you vote yet, Dan?
No.
Get out there.
I'm going to.
This week. It ends this week, and then you have to go in on Tuesday. That's where everybody goes.
I'm doing
it's going to be a nightmare on Tuesday. You're going to wait 2 hours.
The show's over. Dan's
going to vote right after the show. So you should vote too.
You and I want my sticker.
I know, you get your little cool sticker.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, it's fall. It's November. It's getting a little cooler outside. So yeah, let's get on with the show. Let's go to level 1, and we're going to talk about current events. And we're back with level 1, current events. So what's going on in the world of gaming these days? I got a couple news stories to share with you.
Nude stories?
Nude stories? No. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, there's no nude story. Well, there probably are nude stories, but they're just not on the channels or the websites that I go to. Dan goes to the channels with the nude stories. I go to the channels with the news stories because I'm an intellectual.
Don't call me out.
So anyway, in the news, And maybe nude. I don't know. It's about Sony, and for all we know, at the PlayStation offices, maybe they're clothing optional.
In the nude.
Who knows? So Sony has announced they've shipped now over 25 million PS5 units, which is a lot, considering they're still kind of hard to find, aren't they? Like, haven't we still not gotten to the point where you can walk in a store and find a PS5, or can you walk into a store now?
Twitter posts where people are like, "Hey, PS5's in the store. Hey,
yeah.
stack of PS5s." So yeah, come in.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm just surprised. I'm like, 25 million sounds like a lot. And then for something that I still feel like after 3 years of them being impossible to find, who got the 25 million? Where did those go?
I mean, Switch sold 25 million in like 1 year.
Yeah, Switch can sell 25 million in a weekend. Yeah, right. Okay. Well, anyway, so yay Sony for selling 25 million. If you could make maybe 100 million, you could probably sell those too.
Probably.
Maybe that's what it was. It's just they could only make 25 million, and they had 100 million people that wanted one, so it just seemed like 3 out of 4 people came up short. I don't know. In other more exciting gaming news, so Kotaku reported that there's a NASCAR driver named Ross Chastain, and I don't know anything about NASCAR. I don't know anything about NASCAR. It's cars that run in a circle. That's what I know. But apparently one of their drivers made it into the championships by pulling some kind of video game move when he was driving, which is kind of like a cheat, I guess, but like you're not supposed to hit the wall, but he apparently
He's using cheat codes in real life.
Slammed the car against the wall, and like it like
ricochet.
I don't know how it worked, but it somehow ricocheted him or shifted him into position to qualify for the championships.
That's hilarious.
So, but like after the race, he did this thing where he slammed into the wall, and it actually like bumped him up a couple cars to do that. And then afterwards, he said, "I got to give props to GameCube because he played NASCAR 2005 as a kid, and that's where he learned that move to cheat in the end and like make it into the top 3 or whatever by you kind of smash your way in." And so I don't know. So see, you learn new stuff from video games every day. Okay, in other news, so thegamer.com reported that the best video game adaptation in real life, I don't know if it's an award or just something I think it's just something they wrote about.
Adaptation?
Yeah, like best real life adaptation of a video game.
A video game that represents real life?
No, just like if you took a video game and put it in real life, like the best recreation of a video game in the real world.
Gotcha.
Okay. So, and they gave the award to the Frogger episode of Seinfeld, which I personally loved. So I don't know if you've seen that. Have you seen that? Did you watch Seinfeld, Dan?
I did, but I don't remember that episode.
You don't remember? Oh, man.
I'm going to watch it right now.
So go to YouTube right now, kiddos, and punch in Frogger episode on Seinfeld, and you got to see this. So George buys a Frogger machine because it has his high score on it in like some old pizza place he used to go to, and he doesn't want to unplug it, but he needs to move it across the street to his apartment. And so forget the fact that like, there's no way to really bring a cord from it from a restaurant all the way across the street and up to your apartment, like have an extension cord permanently there. So I don't know, but somehow he just takes it from the pizza place and like tries to cross this busy street in New York City with the Frogger machine. But it's like Frogger because he's like he kind of zigs and zags in between the cars, and it's let me do it where you can kind of see on the screen, like, so he's like kind of going in like this, and it's hilarious. I can't even do it just like that was a horrible representation, but go to YouTube and watch the Frogger episode of Seinfeld. And
oh my god, I'm watching it right now.
But
this is hilarious.
I hadn't even thought of this until I just saw this article, and I think they must have just seen it on streaming or something, and we're like, that's the best. Because I remember when I saw it, I thought that too. I was like, oh my gosh, I was cracking up seeing that. Because it's after a Frogger machine that he's trying to get, and he ends up enacting Frogger. And then in the end, he doesn't quite make it off the street. So, spoiler alert.
Wow.
He gets stuck in the street with the Frogger machine, and it gets smashed by a car.
I just watched that
and
happen,
dies.
and
Yeah.
That was really sad.
Yeah. So anyway, it's great, and I just love seeing just the mention of that episode again. Made me happy. I was a huge Seinfeld fan, so just thought it was just so funny at the time. Most of it still holds up too. There's some of it where like any show you watch you watch some episodes and you're like, like that's kind of not really appropriate anymore. But overall, it was a really good funny show. So let's go to more retro gaming specific news in the retro world. So apparently Sega back in the day was making erotic games.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, so apparently, I mean, you might know about Night Trap, which was on Sega CD, which was considered really, taboo at the time, just because it was like full motion video, and so they'd record real actors and actresses, acting out the scenes, and it was like girls at a slumber party in their pajamas. So, but that was considered, risque and really, provocative. And this is kind of along those same lines, but they had a game called The Sacred Pools that they were working on. They spent $3 million on, which back then was a lot. So it was definitely a big budget, game. They expected a lot, from. It was announced at E3 1996. Let's see, $3 million. There was no real nudity in it, even though it was promoted as an erotic thriller type game. But again, it was just like women in somewhat skimpy outfits, which I guess would be most video games. I don't know what made it really unusual, especially at that time. Maybe not now, but like back then. I mean, this is not me being. That's just the way it was back then.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. But anyway. So apparently they unearthed this prototype and have now released it. So this was on, gamesradar.com. There's an article about this, and they have like a trailer. You can watch the video trailer for the game, and there's a link to if you want to play it. They have the code, I guess, available to download, and you can play it on certain emulators or whatever. But anyway, I just thought it was really interesting because you see the article, like the headline, it's like Sega's making erotic games, and I'm like, ooh, that seems interesting. And you look at it, and it's like, yeah, it's just this, game that didn't go over well. Full motion video, which that didn't go over that well. That was hot for about a year, and I remember all the disc consoles like PlayStation, 3DO, Saturn. They all thought that was the future of gaming, right? It wouldn't be programming; it would be recording stuff like a movie, and then you just kind of, tell the actors what to do with the controller. But it didn't really last. So anyway, I guess now it's a piece of gaming history. But you can play the prototype. Yeah. Okay. In other news, let's see. Arkanoid is back. GameSpress reported that Arkanoid is back. There's a digital version out now. The full retail release coming in November 8th, which is like right around the corner. That's Election Day. That's next week. So it's called Arkanoid Eternal Battle. And there's, a lot of different game modes. It's basically just, the ball bouncing and knocking out the bricks, just like, the old days. But they've, of course, jazzed it up, and there's different graphics and sound and everything. They've got a retro mode, a neo mode, a versus mode for 2 to 4 players, and they have a battle royale mode for up to 25 players.
Nice.
Which, that'd be crazy. That's a lot of balls bouncing around.
That's fun.
So that sounds pretty crazy. So it's digital now. It's going to be physical on PS4, PS5, and Switch the first week in November. So
I like Arkanoid.
Definitely check that out. It's a fun game. It's just like like Pong or Breakout. Yeah, it's just bouncing ball, and
it's not Pong at all. It's Breakout.
Well, okay, it's more like Breakout.
It's half of Pong.
Yeah, but it's one of those games. It's totally simple, but a lot of fun. Yeah. A lot of fun to play. Like deceptively fun. Like you would look at it and think, oh, that's going to be boring. But if you actually put it in and play it, like it's a lot of fun. So that's out. Also, the Sega Genesis Mini 2 is out now. It came out October 27th, so I guess that was last week. And this says it's available exclusively at Amazon. I don't remember that being a thing.
Yeah.
They don't sell it anywhere except Amazon?
Yeah, I don't understand it.
That's lame.
I'm waiting to buy a used one for cheap because my Genesis Mini.
Well, it says they've got them at Amazon. It's $100 and plus $22.50 for delivery, which sounds kind of high, whatever. But
I don't understand any of that. Why, if it's exclusive to Amazon, why can't I get it through Prime?
Yeah, get free shipping.
Get free shipping.
Yeah, I don't know.
Amazon sucks.
It's like it must be through a third-party seller collaboration or something. I don't know. But I don't get why something like that has to be exclusive to Amazon. Like, there's not Walmart or Target or Best Buy. Nobody's going to carry those. Like, I had no idea that was the case. Yeah. When we talked about this a couple months ago, saying how excited we were. Ooh, there's a 2 coming out, and it's going to have some of the Sega CD games on it.
I'd rather pay a scalper.
Yeah. But anyway, I mean, you got to love Amazon, but also you got to hate Amazon because...
That first part's wrong.
You don't have to love it? Well, sometimes you need it. Like times like this, if you need this, then I guess you need Amazon. And there have been a few times where I've needed Amazon stuff. But most of the time, overall, I don't like Amazon. I think it takes away from a lot. it's small business killer, brick and mortar killer. It's just not. It's not nice, and it's one of those run by a billionaire type things that's just not. They lost money for years, got huge tax write-offs for years, and now they ran everybody else out of business, and now they can charge what they want, and now they can sell these Sega Genesis Mini 2s for $100 plus 22 shipping, and nobody else can compete against them. I cry foul. Foul!
Yep.
Anyway.
I don't shop there at all.
Yeah. You have to, though.
No, you don't.
Don't you have to?
I haven't bought a thing off Amazon in probably 3 years.
Wow.
It's so easy to avoid.
No. Well, I try to avoid it, but every once in a while I do find something where it's like I just have to either get it on Amazon or I have to get it soon enough that I have to get it on Amazon. So, but yeah, I use it as little as possible. I'm not an Amazon fan. Okay, well, that's it on the news. So let's go into level 2 with company info and see what's going on right now at your local Game Over video game store. All right, well, welcome back. Sorry.
What?
I just kind of stumbled there. I don't know. What? Level 2? What? Me? Am I on now?
I mean, we take like an hour-long break in between these, so.
Okay, so level 2. Let's go. Company info. What's going on at your local Game Over video game store? You would think we'd film this show in a high-tech studio and we break it into these segments that we do like 20 different takes, like a movie, and we just pick the very, very best ones that we edit into the final episode. No. We just go right in order, just straight through one time, unrehearsed, with just my minimal kind of notes on here. But that's it. So we've really fly by the seat of our pants here.
You wear pants?
No, I don't have pants. I mean, yes, I have pants on. But anyway, so level 2, company info. What's going on at your local Game Over store? And I forgot to add the sales info in here because, again, I'm uber prepared for this show. But I did print it out on a separate page, which I have here. So big sales right now at Game Over Video Games from November 4th through November 10th, which is like this week, starting Friday. It's Military Veteran Appreciation Week.
Hey.
So anybody with a military ID, you show that in our stores, you get 20% off any purchase. And if you shop on our website, you can enter the coupon code USA10 and get 10% off. It's less on the website because we can't see your card. So we're taking your word for it that you're military, but we can't really prove it. But yeah, come in our stores, get 20% off for military, and thank you for your service. It's a profession that we can never, say thanks enough to people that do that.
True that.
Yeah. So that's this week. And then also this month being November, and we're thinking about Black Friday coming up and the big sales and stuff. So we're actually doing mini Black Friday sales every Friday. So every Friday this month, there's a sale that's just one day. That's, kind of a big sale, but just one thing on one Friday, just to get you hyped up for the ultimate Black Friday sale. So the first one coming up, let's see, which is going to be today. So if you're watching the show today, this is today only, November the 4th. So on that Friday, it's Xbox. This is original Xbox games, 30% off all, used games and accessories for the original Xbox.
Nice.
They have to be regular price, 50 and under, which is pretty much all of them, except maybe like 2. And you can get it online also with the code Xbox30 to get 30% off. So it's a big sale on Xbox original games and accessories, but only today, only Friday, November the 4th. So get that while you can. So that's the today sale and this week's sale. Let's look into the future. The future, there it is. I can see it. I can see it in the future. My crystal ball here. Maybe this would be my crystal ball. So in the future, the next sale after that, November 11th to the 17th, that's going to be handheld game sale. So that is all, PSP and UMDs, PSP games and movies, all on sale. This is, $50 or less regular price, which again is pretty much all of them. There might be like one or two like uber rare ones, but most of them are under $50. So they're all going to be 20% off, and you can do that online also with code PSP20. So it's not all handheld games. It's just the PSP and UMDs. So PSP games, UMD movies for the Sony PSP. Then the next Friday one-day sale on Friday, November 11th, that's going to be a loose GBA game sale. So Game Boy Advance games, the ones that are not complete in the box, that are just the loose little carts for GBA.
Hello.
That's Friday only, November 11th. Going to be 20% off all those. Regular price 50 and under. And there are some that are over 50, but not a whole lot. So most of those games will be 20% off, and you can do it online, GBA20 for that one, GBA20. So that's all the next sales for the next couple of weeks. And we will be doing Black Friday sale announcements here too, but probably in another week or two on the show. So hang in there for Black Friday stuff. So that's all of our sales. Trade and Bounty, still going on. The Nintendo 64 and GameCube special we've been doing. So if you have a second one, you're not using your main one, or you just need cash for the holidays, we're buying, we always buy everything, all machines, games, accessories, all that stuff. But specifically right now, we're still buying more Nintendo 64s. We're paying a minimum of $100 for a black one, $150 for one of the colored ones. And then also on GameCubes, we're paying $100 for any of the colors, the blue, the black, or the platinum. So $100 or $150, depending on those. They have to have all the wires and one Nintendo brand controller to qualify. And then you get more for the games and stuff. So if you have extra controllers, if you have extra games, you have other consoles or things sitting around that are video game related you want to sell, bring it all in. We're buying up a lot of stuff right now, trying to stock up for the holidays. So help us out, help you clear some room out in your house and get you some money to spend for your family and friends, and what have you over the holidays. So that Trade and Bounty is going on. That ends on November 23rd. So we got about 3 more weeks on that one. Let's see, other events going on. We do retro tournaments in our stores every month. The next one is going to be Saturday, November 12th. So that's kind of right around the corner too. So about a week or two from now on November 12th. That's going to be in our Bellevue, Washington store, our Arlington, Texas store, the Selma, Texas store near San Antonio, the Houston store on 1960, and the South Austin store. So all 5 of those are doing free retro tournaments on Saturday, November 12th. And you can check out their Facebook pages for the details and see what games are playing, when to sign up, and stuff like that. Normally they're at night, so it's like 5 or 6 o'clock, and then go check those out. All right, so that's all the sale info and trade and event info. So now we're going to go on to new products. So let's see, we do have a couple of new products.
What you got for me?
This week, let's see, shockingly, the records. We've been getting a lot of records lately. Like, our stores are packed with vinyl stuff. So I'm just going to take one of each here. So this is what we got this week. Oh, I got 2 of those. Okay. So this one we've had before. I guess we just got restocked on these, but the Zelda and Chill.
Those are great.
So really good. Yeah, Dan approved. Dan liked this one. So it's just, Zelda music. You play it and chill. So that's fun. Then this is a new one. I don't think we've ever had these before. Beautiful Joe 2. Am I holding this right? Yeah. Boom. Ooh, Beautiful Joe 2.
That's nice.
Yeah, so it's a double record. It has, let's see, I should read the little thing on here. The original soundtrack to the cult classic video game, remastered and on vinyl for the very first time. Cool. So yeah, all those classic things, classic sounds, such as the grand opening, the trailer, there's more to the story, yeah, and more. So really cool. So definitely check out your local Game Over Video Games store or online at gameovervideogames.com. You can check those out. Let's see. In other company news, now let's switch to the other company, the Classic Game Fest, my other job, my side hustle. So Classic Game Fest news. So biggest retro event in Texas, one of the biggest in the country. The next one is going to be next summer in July of 2023. It's July 22nd and 23rd, so definitely block that weekend out now. Tell your boss you need it off at work. Make travel plans. The earlier you plan, the cheaper the trip's going to be, but you definitely don't want to miss it. It's going to be huge. 10,000 people. Actually, more than 10,000. We broke 10,000 this past year. We're going to hit, I'm sure, above that next year in 2023. So everybody is going. So you want to be like everybody else, right? So come check that out. Vendor booths on sale now. Attendee wristbands to get in on sale now. All that information is at classicgamefest.com. And the vendor booths and the tickets do go up in price as we get closer to the event. So right now, the booths and the tickets are the cheapest they're going to be. So if you want to have a booth and sell stuff, or if you want to go and check it out, the cheapest time to buy it is now. After Black Friday, it starts going up, and then every couple of months it goes up a little bit. And if you wait until the door, the vendor booths will probably be gone by the time the event rolls around. They normally sell out like in May or June. And in fact, we're already we're already over halfway sold right now. We're up to like 60 something booths, so it's crazy how fast it's filling up this year.
Go.
But tickets, are unlimited. We can sell as many as we can fit in the building. But the prices do go up, and if you wait until the door and buy them at the door, there's always a bunch of people that wait and buy them at the door, and they're going to be very expensive at the door this year. So don't do that. Buy early. We're trying to shift people over to buying early in advance online. Get the better prices on it so you don't pay the door prices. So all I can say is I warned you. So get them early because you want to go. It's going to be awesome. So that is next July.
I'm going to be there.
That's it. Dan's going to be there. I'm going to be there.
I mean, what other reason do you need?
I mean, if you can see Dan running around with his camera, you can probably get in the trailer for the 2024 Classic Game Fest. So that's going to be cool. And if you see me running around, you can get your picture taken with the owner of Classic Game Fest and the owner of Game Over Video Games. Highly, highly sought after autograph.
He'll sign anything.
I'll sign anything. I'll pose for pictures with you and your family and your kids and your mom and everybody.
Especially your mom.
Okay, that's not cool. All right, Dan was just saying how awesome I am. That's all. Okay, but anyway, so you definitely want to check out Classic Game Fest. Come party with me and Dan next summer. It's going to be a lot of fun. So that's it on news. So now let's go into the feature section and level 3. And we're back with level 3, the feature section of the show. So today I thought we'd do a little something new. And we've done similar games in the past, but it's just a little fun game. So Dan has gone around the store.
Hi.
Thanks, Dan. So he's found some, these are all, consoles?
They're all consoles.
Okay, today it's all consoles. And we're going to try, I think you bumped your camera there.
I did?
Yeah. I don't know if that means...
She likes to be bumped.
Am I not in the shot anymore?
No, you're good.
Okay.
Keep going.
Okay. So Dan went around picking up some consoles, and so he's going to have me try and guess which gaming console it is. And so to make it a little more difficult, I'm going to be blindfolded.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'd probably be able to guess if I could see it.
We're gonna scooch this over.
All right. So move that over there. Okay. Now I'm going to use my very fancy blindfold that we got from Spirit Halloween store.
Yeah.
This is the David.
We got it on sale.
The Game Over CEO, costume. Yeah, they're now on sale. They're 50% off now at Spirit. So get them while your Halloween store is still open. Okay, so here we go. All right. Boom.
All right. How many fingers am I holding out?
Okay, am I close enough so you can hear me?
Yeah, just talk loud.
Okay.
Okay. All right, let me move your phone so we don't crush it with this first one.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to try and guess that console.
Let's start with easy mode. Showing the camera what it is so they know. There you go.
Oh, okay. All right, guess this console. Let's see here.
I think this is easy mode. I don't know, you're kind of like a weird expert at this kind of stuff, so.
Oh, okay. I know this one. Yeah, this is an Atari Jaguar.
Yeah, got it.
Yes,
the
sir.
The first 64-bit system.
That's right.
Quote unquote.
That's right. Gonna take off like gangbusters. I can tell.
Yeah. Although what was the one good game for this? Alien
versus Predator. It was really good. That game actually scared me. I remember playing that.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Here is console number 2.
Number 2.
There you go. Let's show the camera. Here's what it is. And there you go. A little baby boy.
Baby boy. Okay. Baby boy. Huh. Oh, okay. I know this. Yeah, this is a Sega Genesis version 3.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
These are the worst Sega Genesis. Apparently, as far as like video quality or whatever. But
yeah, that's when they were just made super cheap.
Most people aren't really going to notice that kind of difference. Okay, here is number
3.
3.
Okay.
Yeah. Oops, it's tricky.
Huh. Oh, I bet I know this. Because it feels like a Super Nintendo, but it's round. So I bet this is a Super Famicom.
Hey, got it.
Yeah?
Yeah. So,
okay.
So technically it's the European Super Nintendo, which is shaped like the Super Famicom.
Oh, okay.
So but I'll give it to you. Because there's no way you were going to feel the text on the freaking machine.
Oh, okay.
It's the same shape as the Super Famicom.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Are there any more?
Yeah, we got 2 more.
2 more, okay.
Here is this baby boy.
Okay. This is a handheld.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a Sega Nomad
Nailed it.
for
Sega
Genesis.
Nomad.
Another Genesis. You put the
That's
Genesis
right.
games in the top.
And it'll go out to a TV also.
Oh, that's true.
And you
Yeah.
can plug another controller into it. This is the best
That was cool.
system. It's
Yeah,
so great.
That and the CDX was really cool
Very
too.
cool.
Like the portable CD and Genesis combo.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, here's your last one.
Okay.
I think this one's going to be pretty hard. I don't know. We'll see. You're kind of good at this. So. There you go.
Oh man. Damn.
It's a heavy
Oh
guy.
my gosh. This is not retro. This is modern. This is heavy as hell. This is like a freaking Xbox or something.
Very nondescript shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say an Xbox, one of the newer ones. I don't know which one, but it's one of the new Xboxes.
Okay. So
Like a Xbox. What's the small one? The S or the X or something?
you got. I need a final answer, David. I need a final answer.
God, it's really heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Xbox X.
Okay. So it's an Xbox. It's an X. Oh, hold on. This is the Xbox One X. So I'm gonna give it to you. Somehow
Oh, it's an Xbox One, but the X
the X
model.
Yeah, Project
Okay.
Scorpio model. So yeah, I guess you got them all.
Was that it?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Good job.
Let me take this off.
Jesus.
Oh man!
God.
Wow, it's getting really hot in there.
Yeah. You got all of them.
Man,
Good job.
that was good. Yeah, thank you.
It took you. It was like some of them you had to like get to like the cartridge slot or
Yeah.
like this one you had trouble with.
Yeah,
Until
this
you got
one-
the cartridge slot, then you're
It's-
like, oh yeah.
It's kind of like the feel of a Game Gear, but then like it's got 6 buttons and yeah. But once you got the big cartridge slot on the top, I'm like, oh no, that's the Nomad. Yeah. These were really cool though.
Yeah.
See, people say that Nintendo had all the innovation in gaming, but Sega really had some cool stuff.
They did.
They were one of the first to do CD. They made handhelds out of the cartridges with this and the CDs with the mini, the CDX. And what'd they do? They did the 32X, which was like the first upgrade you could do to a console. Even though it was cheesy, it's like the idea was good of like, well, we can take the original and just kind of beef it up instead of making you buy a whole new machine.
Do the whole Tower of Power. You got Sonic and Knuckles, which was the add-on.
Yeah, add-on cards. We could add other characters into the older games to make them, more like replayable.
They had some great ideas. They just hemorrhaged money constantly.
Yeah.
So
But a lot of their stuff, like it was always, well, not always, but a lot of their stuff was better than Nintendo's, but Nintendo's would sell. Like Game Gear was color, and Nintendo had the black and white Game Boy, but the Game Boy sold.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
And like Nintendo had like Virtual Boy, and Sega had other stuff. Even TurboGrafx had stuff where they had like a machine, and then the handheld played the same games. But there's other cool stuff out there that just
But I think
all that.
the problem with Sega versus Nintendo is that Nintendo, like, first and foremost, is an IP company.
Yeah.
They have Mario and Zelda and Donkey Kong and Metroid and F-Zero, like even stuff that's dead now that people still love. Luigi's
Yeah.
Mansion, Mario Party, Mario Kart. They're
None of
an
those are
IP
dead right
company.
now.
No, and they're not. I was talking about F-Zero.
Yeah, F-Zero.
Sega
Yeah.
had some of those. Like, they leveraged Sonic pretty well, but
Yeah.
couldn't really get anything to compete with Zelda
Yeah.
in any meaningful way.
Yeah.
So,
Huh.
or even Mario Kart for years until they had like the Sonic R, I guess was their first. I don't really know what their first racing game was, but
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think that was it. Yeah.
So that was probably what killed them.
Huh. Yeah.
Got to leverage that IP.
Yeah. But Nintendo is the master like salesman
Oh, for sure.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like they can convince you to buy the black and white handheld over the color
They
options that are out
to
there.
buy cardboard.
They can convince you to buy Virtual Boy. They can convince you to buy, just about any console that's like, Nintendo 64, the cartridge system versus the disc base that everything else was going. I mean, it may not have been the tops, and same with the GameCube. Like, it wasn't the top of that generation, but they could convince a not small portion of gamers to buy their stuff, even though on some level it was maybe it was
if you wanted to play Smash Brothers.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it had some creative superior features, but technologically it was almost always not the superior machine.
Right.
It's just they were better salespeople at it.
Yeah.
So they could get you to buy their stuff. Anyway, so cool. Well, that was fun. Yeah. So let's move on now. Let's go into level 4, the boss battle, and I've got 2 battles today to talk about. It's been a busy week for the boss.
2 phases of the boss.
2 phases. So we'll keep both of them kind of short, but yeah. So let's go into the level 4 right now. And we're back with level 4, the boss battle. I should move this back over here now. Hello.
I'm gonna move this over to
Mic check 1 2 3. All right, so boss battle. So this past week, the poor old boss here has been battling with several things. 2 main ones, though, that I'm going to share with you. So first one is new PC. And I don't have any notes for this. I just wrote talk about new PC.
Yay.
So I mentioned this last week that, for those of you that know me, especially like the employees and people that have seen in my office here, I'm always very reluctant to like file away icons on my desktop. I'm reluctant to change my computer.
I wish we could show a screenshot of your desktop because it's ridiculous. There's no free
you can
space.
see space now. You can see
Why
space.
do you even have a picture back there? It's all just folders.
So it was pretty bad. I did get to one point a couple months ago where my whole screen was full of icons and I couldn't see anything. And so I filed some away. Now I'm back to about 50-50 spread or so.
Not a good
so I can see
thing.
some space. But I like things.
Not impressive.
I like things where I can see them
Okay,
and accessible. It's my
your computer.
organizational
Do
thing.
what you want.
But anyway, my computer is old, or was old at work here, and it was literally kept alive by the fact that I had a fan for it.
A fan?
A fan. So I don't know computers real well. I don't know if you're a real techie and know computers, but like most computers on the back, they have a fan, right? And the fan spins and that blows the hot air out so it doesn't like overheat and crap out on you, right? So it has to keep cooling itself. So my fan on that computer broke. And the computer kept crashing all the time. Crashing. It would overheat because I kept it on all the time. And it would crash and crash and crash. And so then I came up with a brilliant idea, which is instead of getting a new computer, which, I'm sure a lot of people would have done at that point, I got a fan. I found a fan, a small fan, like a desktop fan, and I put that fan up against the back of my computer on the fan in that computer. And so I have a fan. I have a fan for the fan, and the fan was blowing on the fan, which made the fan spin, which cooled the computer, that made it work a little better.
So dumb.
So, hey, it's not dumb. It's genius. It was genius.
No.
So I had this like just ridiculous contraption on my desk where I had like this little fan kind of strapped to the back of my tower of my computer to blow on it to keep it cool. And yeah, it's what is this? Spam risk. Okay. But so anyway, the only thing that kept my computer running, sadly, for a long time was my fan. But I finally broke down and got a new tower for my computer.
They
So
still make towers?
they still make towers, and yes, there's a
like
very
you.
small little section in the store that says like old people, and it's big letters so we can see it. It's like
Yeah,
old
check
people
your
come
ID
here.
Before you walk back there?
Yeah. It's like, I'm sorry, you're under the age of 40. You can't see these towers. These are for those guys. But I didn't want a laptop. I just wanted to replace a tower. I got my keyboard and monitor and stuff, and so I replaced the tower. And now this past week I've been shifting all my stuff over. And because I have a lot of little icons and a lot of files, it's taken a long time. I have this like external drive, and I would load it up and then move it over and load it up and move it over. And there's tons of it's almost 20 years of game over. Like pictures and forms and emails and all kinds of, just the email file alone is crazy. It's like a 20 or 30 gig file in Outlook, which was like ridiculous. But so I got it all moved over into the new PC. So I'm now moved in on the new PC and everything is working well. So Yes. So any of you that know me, former and current employees that know how my struggles were with my desktop, no more. I have a new upgraded desktop now. So
We know you.
yeah. So I am resistant to change. I like things retro, even my work computer. But now I've bought something modern, and of course, I guess since it's a desktop, it's not really as modern as it could be. But I don't like everything being on the cloud. I don't like a laptop where everything's on the cloud. So I was like, I want a desktop. I want to store stuff locally because I'm just like that.
You could do both. You could have the cloud sync.
I have both now because of the new one. I have Office or Microsoft 365 or whatever, and it syncs.
That's a step into 2020.
I know. Baby steps. But it's just, I don't like having things not there or being dependent on a software provider, being dependent on the internet connection being working because sometimes it glitches out or whatever. And, I like having my stuff. I like physical things. So anyway, that's my boss battle number 1. Boss battle number 2 is Black Friday prep. So for any of my fellow small business owners out there, especially ones with, that are in the retail brick and mortar world, Black Friday is right around the corner. It's like 3 weeks away. And so we've been this past week or so, trying to shift everything over to get into Black Friday mode. So I've been buying a lot more inventory, new stuff, just cool, gift idea type stuff for Christmas. We had Halloween decorations up, and so I was telling the stores, get your Halloween stuff down and throw up your, Christmas tree. We gotta switch this over fast. Because you want the Christmas stuff all up, the decorations, you want the stores stocked with cool merch, and all that to be ready by Black Friday, which is, today is Friday, so Black Friday is, 3 weeks from today, exactly.
Oh my God.
So can you believe it? 3 weeks, Black Friday. And this year, as it's been the past couple of years, I guess, but there's still supply shortages, there's staff shortages, there's, all kinds of labor and manufacturing and getting stuff from China or overseas issues, and so you got to start early. So if you have a business, especially a retail business, and you're wanting stuff for the holidays, you need to get on that now. Buy stuff, get your orders in, because some things will be out of stock, they'll be on back order, shipping's going to be a hassle, stuff like that. So if you want to get it by Christmas, you need to be on that now. Even last year, I still remember we ordered a bunch of Christmas stockings for the stores, and we literally got them delivered to our main office the week of Christmas. Mm-hmm. And so I had a couple of days to get them distributed to all of our stores and stuff. And so, of course, most of them didn't even get them until Christmas. So we still have a whole bunch here in the warehouse. So we're going to be sending those out soon so that we'll have them early this year since they've been here in storage all year. But yeah, it's really tough right now to get things sometimes. So that's been a battle trying to prepare for Black Friday. I've been getting the sale info all together, getting our staff schedules and payroll and goals for the stores and stuff like that going. So most of that's all set now, and I'll be actually talking about it on the show. Either next week or the week after. I'm not sure which one, but soon I will be talking about it on the show. So you will find out first here on Game Overcast what the official Game Over Video Games Black Friday sales are going to be. So, and actually I have a question. So this is an interactive part of the show. I'm going to ask all of you guys watching the show, do you still Black Friday? If you have a business and it's retail, you probably do to some degree. So let me know that. But also, if you're just a regular consumer, you're just a gamer, you're just a person that enjoys video games or whatever, do you partake in anybody's Black Friday stuff anymore? Dan is just shaking his head.
Cyber Monday,
No.
Small Business Saturday.
Small Business Saturday. So you support all your locals on Saturday. That's good. Come to Game Over for sure. Your local Game Over store needs your money on.
Although I might be hitting up that Game Boy Advance sale. We'll see.
Yeah, that's cool.
And
then Cyber Monday, all the websites do sales normally.
I don't have to go out in the world.
Well, what else are you going to do on Friday at 8 in the morning?
Sleep. No, at 8 a.m. I'm at work.
Yeah, at work.
Yeah.
But you don't want to go shopping at do you remember back in the day when we had Black Friday and it was it's this huge thing?
I don't think I ever did anything on Black Friday.
You never did Black Friday?
My entire life.
Oh, man.
I worked for you.
Well, I know, but before this, 20 years ago, I've always worked in retail. I worked with Target for Black Friday many years, and I remember that was crazy. In the 90s and I guess 2000s, Yeah, I guess 90s, 2000. But like they would open the doors at like 5 in the morning, and it wasn't just like one person out there. Like if you were in the back, like I was in the back, like electronics or toy department back there, and you could hear the footsteps of just like freaking cattle, just like, yeah, boy. And they're just this herd of people coming down the hallways, just like gangbusters.
So bizarre.
Because everybody had like crazy sales. They started crazy early in the morning, and they never had enough, right? Yeah. They would be like, okay, like a $99 TV. Sweet. How many you have? 3. How many people are in line at the door at 5 a.m.? Like 100. And so 97 of those 100 were going to be pissed off in about 5 minutes. And so we were just bracing ourselves that they didn't have like come to, fist fights and stuff in the hallway. And sometimes they did. People like would be looking for something and someone come and take it like out of their basket, like the Black Friday deals. Crazy stuff. So it's not like that anymore. But we do still have big sales, and we like to keep it going more for the fun of it. Like I know the sales aren't as big as they used to be, and the crowds aren't as big as they used to be, but we do make it fun, and we do have big sales.
I did go to Game Over for Black Friday one time, and I got Pikmin 2.
Yeah.
And I got Mario Sunshine.
Okay, Dan said he got Pikmin 2 and Mario Sunshine at a Game Over Black Friday. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the deals are still out there, and so But my question to you, that you can comment on the show through the YouTube channel or the Facebook post or anything like that. Anybody reach out, you can email me also at podcast@gameovervideogames.com, and just let me know, what are your thoughts on Black Friday? Do you have a store, and if so, is your store doing big stuff for Black Friday? And if you're just a person, just a consumer, do you go to stores on Black Friday, like early in the morning? Not Black Friday at like 3 in the afternoon, but Black Friday when they open, like 6, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, whatever it is. Do you check them out early to get those early bird deals? So let me know, because we're doing both. We're going to do like a sale all weekend, and then we are going to do some early bird things. So if you do get out early, we'll have extra sales for you. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on Black Friday. Is it still a thing, and do you still participate? Let's see. Store hours. That's another thing, to figure out this time of year is, when's your store going to be open? And so for Game Over, I can tell you that we are closed on Thanksgiving. For a while there, we started opening on Thanksgiving. It seemed like everybody was kind of opening on Thanksgiving, so we started opening on Thanksgiving too. Yeah. And then after COVID, everybody kind of backed away from that and said, no, let's go back to just everything except Thanksgiving and Christmas. And so now that's Game Over's hours. So like we only close the store for Thanksgiving and Christmas, 2 days a year. All other days we're pretty much open regular hours. So we are closed on Thanksgiving, but we'll be doing an online sale on Thanksgiving. So you can still shop with us on our website on Thanksgiving Day, and we'll have big sales there. And then we'll be opening early Black Friday, have sales all through the weekend, sales on Cyber Monday. So it's a big weekend to save money for sure. So even if you don't fight all the crowds, you can shop online and get the money, get the savings, or you can go to the stores later in the day when you get off work or whatever, and still save some money there too. So again, full details will be coming very soon on this show. Announced special for you, Black Friday details for Game Over. Let's see. And also Classic Game Fest. Like I mentioned earlier, the ticket prices for Classic Game Fest are right now already at their Black Friday prices. So those prices will stay in effect all through from now through Black Friday weekend. But then on Tuesday, so after Cyber Monday, the Tuesday, did I write it down here? Yeah, Tuesday, November 29th, they'll actually go up. The prices will go up. So definitely get your tickets sometime between now and November 29th to get the cheapest price possible on Classic Game Fest tickets. All right, so that's it on the boss battles for this week. And let's go on to now the bonus level and fan feedback and see what you have to say about our recent shows. And we're back with the bonus level fan feedback. And we want to see what you've been saying about the show, what questions you have for me, comments, stuff like that. Also, I want to mention, I forgot to say this earlier in the show when we were talking about Halloween, but what did you go as for Halloween? Did anybody dress up? Do you have any cool, especially video game related costumes? So definitely post those in the comments on YouTube and Facebook, or email them to me at podcast@gameovervideogames.com. And if you send me your Halloween photos, then we can show them, like we're going to do a slideshow on the show. So we mentioned this last week, and but I don't have any pictures yet. So send me your pics from Halloween. It can be you, your kids, your house, whatever cool Halloween stuff you did, stuff you wore, your decorations. But show us your cool Halloween stuff, and we'll share some on the show. All right. Another fan feedback. So let's see. Chris commented on the brain scan machines. On the last show, we talked about the survey that said, you can actually learn stuff from video games, and they're good for you. And if you play 3 hours a day, and the reason they found that out is they studied kids' brain scans, and we were talking about like, well, who submits their kid for a brain scan just for some stupid survey?
Fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, I'm sure. But anyway, so yeah, he was talking about the brain scan machines, and they are huge, like MRIs and CT machines, and yeah, those things they're big and scary. So yeah, they're big machines. Let's see, Leptonics, awesome show. Thanks for watching. He thought it was awesome to see the Stretch Armstrong theory come back as Sonic the Hedgehog. We had those on the show last week, a new product at Game Over where you can stretch the arms of Sonic. You can like grab his arm, go, whoa, whoa, stretch his arm out. Really cool. He also said the zombies on Pinball of the Dead reminded him of the plunger bumpers on the actual pinball games. So I guess the way they were kind of shaped on there. And his favorite pinball game is one called the Black Knight series, which I hadn't heard of. Have you heard of the Black Knight pinball, Dan?
No.
No. Dan's like...
I'm not a big pinball guy.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not a big pinball guy either.
I like pinball enough, but I'm not like into pinball.
Yes. See, that's how I am. I really like playing pinball, but I don't really... I don't know. I don't get as into it or whatever, but I do like playing it when I do play it. I respect it. But there's a series apparently called Black Knight on pinball, and if you play it, it has a story, it has plot. You spell out the word ransom, and then you get to challenge the Black Knight to like some kind of contest. So it's it's more than just ding 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 ding. So I don't know. So he's asking what are other favorite pinball machines. So I don't know if I have a favorite pinball machine because I don't really know. I just kind of play whatever's in that arcade or place on pinball. So I'm not real particular to a certain one. I know they have themed ones for just about everything, for like Kiss or Star Wars or just cool stuff like that. There was a cool Mario one that Pinballs brought out to a Classic Game Fest.
Oh, that was cool.
I think the year before last. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There was like Mario Pinball, which is apparently a really rare game.
Love it.
To get, and that was really cool.
Is it Pac-Man Jr. that has the screen and the mini pinball? Baby Pac-Man. It's Baby Pac-Man.
Maybe, yeah. Dan's talking about there was a Pac-Man pinball where it was like a part game and part pinball, or part arcade, part pinball. Yeah, Baby Pac or Pac Jr. or something like that. I think Baby Pac.
It is Baby Pac-Man.
Baby Pac-Man. Okay, yeah. So that was cool.
It's both.
Okay.
He had that a few years ago too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, awesome. Let's see. And then also a suggestion for things we could do on the show. Do more tips for cleaning and for maintaining retro games and discs and stuff like that. So we have featured some of that on the show, but yeah, we can try and do some of that in the future. That's good ideas. Let's see. Hector. There's a guy named Hector that stumbled upon our videos. And he's saying that the views are not a good representation of our effort and quality. Because he said, we do a good job and everything, and that, we don't get a lot of people watch the show, and that's fine. I'm not doing it to be famous or whatever. But it's cool, and it's funny that he's like, yeah, you really have a pretty cool little show. And he's from Honduras, and so we got a fan in Honduras watching the show. So that's cool. So, hey, Hector, how's it going? Anyway, I thought that was really cool because, we don't target Honduras, and we don't, Game Over doesn't even sell internationally. We just do USA and Canada. We don't even sell anywhere outside of those two. So, but yeah, we have a fan in Honduras, so that's very cool. Thank you for watching the show. Also, Ricky commented, frequent commenter Ricky. So, hey, Ricky, how's it going? We were talking about schools last time, and how schools, they have these just random, like, teacher work day, student holiday, bad weather day, where sometimes they just feel like closing on a Tuesday or a Monday or something, and it just seems like, why are we off? Like, it makes no sense. And we were saying, hey, they should do it on Halloween or the day after, so you could actually, like, do parties and stuff. So he gave a reason why not to do that, which I hadn't thought of, but it's a really good reason. He said with the kids, they actually normally on Halloween get to wear costumes to school. And they do like parties and stuff at school, and we mentioned trunk or treat earlier. That's after school, but still for school kids. And so I hadn't thought about that like if they just stayed home, they wouldn't be able to wear their costume to school. And I think I remember with my kids, yeah, I'm pretty sure we did this. with at least one of them. I think both in elementary school, where they wore costumes, and on Halloween they did like a parade.
Yeah, my kids did that.
Through the hallways of the school. Like the school makes a big circle, and the kids would do a little parade. So all the kids would sit in the hallway, and you get to watch all the other kids. Like you'd go one grade at a time walking around, and you get to see everybody's costume. So anyway, yeah, that's a really good point, that they would miss out on some of the parties at school of being able to wear costumes in school. Also, he commented on Dan and his lack of knowledge of geography, because we were talking about
the U.S.
No, I said Arkansas touches Texas, and you were like, no, it doesn't. And I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it does. And so he's like, where's Dan from?
I'm from the Northeast.
Yeah, well,
It's like 12 states in the size of Texas.
Yeah, so Dan is from the Northeast, and like Ricky actually commented on the Northeast, like that's the area where there's just a whole bunch of states, and it's real easy to get confused on what one touches which, because they're all up there.
Yeah, they all touch each other.
They all touch each other.
In the
It's
Midwest, they're all named something.
It's a state orgy up there. They all just touch each other everywhere.
Midwest is just too much going on.
But the rest of the country, that's not like that. We have big states, and there's borders, and you know. Did you go to school in Texas? Did you go to like high school or middle school?
No.
Okay, he didn't go to any school, so that's why he doesn't know.
No.
But like, you know,
in Massachusetts, we didn't learn Texas history. We had 40
I'm sure Massachusetts made every effort not to talk about anything Texas related.
That's why I don't know.
What exists west of the Mississippi? Nothing.
No.
Nothing. It's
None.
wild out there.
West
The
of
natives are out there.
Philadelphia. That's the limit.
Isn't that the line from Fresh Prince? West of
In
Philadelphia.
West Philadelphia.
Born and raised.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Anyway, so yes. But now he knows. See, we had a little geography lesson.
Yep.
And any of you watching that don't know geography.
Soon forget.
So if you look at Texas on the map, right? Texas is the big-ass state at the bottom of the middle of the country, right? You go to the middle, down, that's Texas at the bottom, the big one. And then around Texas, let's see, you got like Louisiana, you got Arkansas, you got Oklahoma, and then you got New Mexico. Boom, right there. And then Mexico on the bottom, and then the Gulf of Mexico. There you go. That's your geography lesson for Texas, for non-natives, I guess. Okay. And then he also asked about Black Friday specials, and like I said earlier, like, you know, I do have them all now. They're all just about all the planning for Black Friday is done now. So we're in the preparation phase of Black Friday. But I will announce the sales on the show, just not this week. It'll probably be next week or the week after. But you will know them in advance, and you will hear them first right here. So stay tuned for that on a future show. So that's it on the feedback and comments. So thank you for those. We're still trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So if you happen to, if you listen to the podcast, the audio version, that's cool. We love you. You know, thanks for watching or listening. But if you do the YouTube one and you watch the video version of this, definitely subscribe at the bottom, because we're trying to get the Game Over YouTube page over 1,000 subscribers. So, you know, modest goals. I know there's, you know, we talked about this on previous shows. I mean, there's some people with, you know, I guess let's just say less going for them than Game Over does, and they have like millions and millions of followers because they just do, you know, stupid videos all the time. We don't really put a lot of effort into our YouTube channel, admittedly, but we're putting some effort in now, so we should get some followers now. But we have like, I think we have about 970, something like that.
Nice.
We're pretty close to 1,000.
What do we do? What do we do when they hit 1,000?
So yeah, we had to set a contest. So if we hit 1,000 YouTube subscribers by December 31st,
David will do the
first show in January, I will do the show nude.
In the nude, yeah.
Does anybody want that though? Really? No. Okay, we're gonna have something realistic.
I don't know. How about we ask the commenters?
Yeah. So that can be something to comment on. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
So what do you want to see on the first show in January? If we hit 1,000 subscribers before December 31st at midnight, then we will do something crazy on the first show in January. I don't know. Maybe we can.
Ice bucket challenge.
Ice bucket challenge? No, I don't want to do that. Okay, but I'll let you pick.
You have to get your makeup done like a Pokemon or something.
Oh my goodness, dress up like a Pokemon? No. But I don't know. We'll come up with something. But give us ideas. What should we do? Subscribe on YouTube. Step 1. Subscribe on YouTube. Be part of the solution. Help us out. Subscribe on YouTube, and then after that, you've earned the right to get a vote in what we should do to celebrate. So then let us know what we should do to celebrate. But try and hit us over that 1,000 subscribers or whatever on YouTube. So we want to be like the big dogs. 1,000. Woohoo! Yeah. So anyway, that's it for the show. Also, any comments or suggestions for what we should do next year on the show? We were talking about adding some new segments, maybe changing it up, making it smaller or, shorter video segments, stuff like that. And, what are your ideas? What should we do next year? So let us know those in the comments on YouTube or Facebook, or you can email me at podcast@gameovervideogames.com and let me know your thoughts. So that's it. But thank you so much for your business and support. Thanks for watching this show. We really do appreciate that. I know it's a small group of you that watch, but you're dedicated, and I love you. So thank you. Subscribe if you're on YouTube. Subscribe if you're on the audio podcast. Just keep watching and listening, and keep your feedback coming in. We can only get better with feedback. I'm always striving to improve myself and the businesses and stuff like that. So, help us out with your thoughts and ideas, and then help support everything we do by shopping at Game Over and going to Classic Game Fest and stuff like that. The money you spend there goes to help all of us do more in the retro community. So thank you for that support. So that's it. So everybody have a good week. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you next time on Game Overcast. Game over. Is this too far from my face?
No, I feel like it's not about you. I feel like this
Oh,
NES is catching a lot of glare off of the light, and so if I tilt it slightly, that might just fix it.
Huh.
And mostly, yeah.
Huh.
We're gonna catch some light because there's shiny boxes and there's light behind it, but it's a lot better now.
There's a lot of light.
Yeah. Do you want to just do this in pitch black? We could just we'll just do this. There.
Oh, that's better.
Now it's very dramatic.
But now this does seem like a dark scene in a movie. Yeah, I need to be smoking. Okay, it was a dark night, and then I saw her walking down the sidewalk. There was nothing else like this lady. Oh, yeah.
Like a noir. Do it in black and white.
Yeah.
Yep.
We should do a black and white show.
We should do a musical show too.
I don't know about musical show.